Welcome back to the Nasty Work Podcast. I'm Nia Senior with my amazing co-host, as always, Coach Slaw. Today, we're going to be talking about a variety of things. But first, we got to kick it off with all the trades because last episode, we were just speculating. We were like, okay, who do we think needs a trade? Who should trade? But now, we got real trades that have happened. So first up on the docket, Dijonai Carrington. You called it, Coach Slaw. Are you guys so ready? Let me find out.
No, but Raven, Miranda, if you're watching, love a collab if you need anybody to talk about the W.
Period. Dijonai Carrington got traded from the Dallas Wings to the Minnesota Lynx. She's already played one game with them. Coach Slaw, what do we think about this trade? Is this a good one? Did Minnesota win the trade?
I love it. I'm so happy. That's amazing. I'm glad Dijonai. Like my prediction was Golden State, obviously, because I just thought like they're a team that needs a vet. I think getting in a better situation would be like getting with a better coach or period.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, Dijonai needs a fresh start and to be able to lock in and focus on what she can control. But this, a contender, like
Right there.
10s across the board, I think the trade is fair. If you redid Dijonai's draft year, she'd probably go 1 or 2. Her development in the league has been awesome. And I'm glad she found a soft spot to land. She gets to be reunited with the same backcourt she came up with in Connecticut. Courtney Williams and Tisha Heidemann add some defensive intensity to an already strong defensive roster. It could really be that tipping point that helps them get through the playoffs to a championship when you need it. The playoffs is tough because, yeah, you can have all the offensive weapons in the bullpen like that you want to have, but when you need to make a stop, you need to make a stop. I think she checks all those boxes for them, and this is a great matchup. They already look great. I was watching her play some minutes in the last game, and it's like her and Courtney's balance. They just pick up where they left off. Courtney has great vision. She gets out on the break often when Courtney's in with her.
I'm excited for it. She's getting to go to a contender. That's the main thing. You know, you about to get a chip, sister. You should be ecstatic. I'm just happy to know that she's having fun. She literally said yesterday that this is the first time this season she's had fun playing basketball. That's really sad. I know it's their job, but you should still be able to have a little bit of fun. It shouldn't all be just miserable or business on the court.
Losing and being frustrated that you don't feel like you're in a spot where you can grow with a like-minded group, that's even worse. So sad for Paige, happy for her.
Poor Paige, while she is now an orphan, asked her about it, and she gave a really sweet answer of how appreciative she was to Alyssa and Dijonai for taking her in and being like her parents during her rookie year. She was like, sad to see them go, but like our relationship will remain intact regardless of us being on the same team or not. I thought it was cute. But sad for Paigey. Even though they got Maddie Secrets back and Dallas kind of looks good. For Dijonai,
It's something more than Maddie Secrets. No shade to Maddie. Maddie's a hooper, but
we'll table that conversation. Yeah, Dijonai, I'm excited. Now, do I think it really moves the needle for the Lynx a whole bunch? I'm not really sure much the trade actually impacts how they will do in terms of like the playoffs and finals because don't get me wrong, Dijonai, great player. I really enjoy her. Her game has grown so much, but often I feel like she struggles like finishing around the rim. And I mean, she's great for defense, but like I have said on multiple occasions, I feel the Lynx needed another big, someone to sub in for Alana Smith when she gets in foul trouble, someone to help Fee rebound, especially because now Fee is injured and out for a few weeks. I'm happy for Dijonai that she's on a contender and has the potential to be having fun and potentially grow under a great coach in Cheryl, but I'm just not sure it moves the needle at all for the Lynx, for real, for real.
I'll counter that a little bit just to say, usually be rebounding. And it's different. I mean, you're having trouble finishing because your team sucks. So you have to try to force shit all the time because the ball doesn't move. Right?
Fair.
We kind of had that issue in Connecticut for a minute as well.
Yeah.
It's different when you're playing with a point guard that really knows how to move the ball and a team that really knows how to move the ball. I saw glimpses of the Dijonai we really enjoy, which is she's not gonna be your shifty, like create a lot of
No,
high opportunity players, but she's gonna find open space and use her athleticism, get out on the break. She's gonna make cuts at the right time. She's gonna be in positions where she knows Courtney can see her and get her the ball. And I think that's gonna translate well. Those small things on the margins are what pulls you ahead in the playoffs and can be the start of runs when you already are a good defender. That's why she's a great pickup for them, even though she's not that huge big. There's just not a whole lot of bigs
it's not.
available.
It's a
And
shortage.
who's giving one up if they had?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the other thing is like we know their main goal, if all things work out the way it's supposed to, is to match up against New York again. New York, while bigger, struggles to play against teams who play small ball.
Mm,
We've seen
they
that
do.
over and over again. And so when you add somebody who's adding more athleticism to the backcourt, now we're talking about like, oh, okay, who's guarding Dijonai? Or
Oh,
who's like, Dijonai is also going to be pressuring their guards a lot more. Like, that's something
that's true.
else for Natasha Cloud to worry about. Yeah, I'm excited to see the matchups and how much Cheryl takes advantage of those matchups, how much Courtney takes advantage of those matchups.
I'm also interested to see how Cheryl manages the minutes now between Dijonai and Jessica Shepard. Even though Jessica Shepard is a little bigger than Dijonai, their skill set is quite similar. Plus, a lot of people were saying that Dijonai was upset in Dallas about coming off the bench. Like, she came there for a larger role to be a starter and was coming off the bench. And with the Lynx, she's coming off the bench. So, any thoughts on that? Do you think she was really upset about it? Do you think that it matters?
Yeah, I think, especially as a vet on that team, no disrespect to them, they trash right now. I could see it if taking her and putting her on the bench made them better. But
It did not.
one of the main criticisms of the season for that coach and that coaching staff has been that decision.
Right, exactly.
It did not translate into better play for the team overall. She still added more when she could into the production of the team when she saw more minutes. So yeah, I think there's a connotation of diva of a personality that's probably mixed in and subverted in some of that criticism from folks. Who should have started in front of her? Tell me.
It's crickets. It's quiet. There's nobody that should have started in front of her on that team. Yeah, I didn't agree with the argument. It just was an argument that I kept seeing over and over. And I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. Like, Dijonai coming off the bench to the people on Dallas' squad, and Dijonai coming off to people who are on the #1 team in the league.
That's not the
So on.
same thing at all.
Yes. Okay. So we like the Dijonai trade for different reasons, but we both like it. Now, another trade that I really didn't see coming was none other than Brittany Sykes, who has played for the Mystics for quite a while. Got traded from the Mystics to the Seattle Storm. In return, the Mystics get, most importantly, another first round pick in the 2026 draft. They got Alicia Clark and Zaya Cook. And then the Mystics waive Zaya Cook right away. I even said in our group chat, I was like, how does this help Seattle? Like, they are a extremely inconsistent team right now. Sorry to our friend Q who's listening, but it's just true. Some days they're on, some days they're not. Sykes is a little bit inconsistent as well. So I don't know if she's really gonna add. But you made some great points in the group chat, so let's share with everybody. What do you think about this trade, and how does this actually help Seattle, Coach Slaw?
Oh, Sykes, dog, first of all. No disrespect to Gabby Williams. Gabby was
Athletic.
going to work in the Olympics, leading the French and whatnot.
She's LeBron James when she's on French soil. It's great.
There's something about being at home. But I think that front office looked at what they have right now and they're like, okay, we're not getting to the level we need to finish games consistently. Because Seattle's hooping. Like, some of these losses are a tragedy. They're like in 3-4 points. It's a lot of pressure on Sky to handle the ball and try to be the clutch person and finish. It's a lot of pressure on NECA. I don't think Gabby's the most clutch finisher. Sykes, I think, brings 2 elements, maybe 3, that can give them more edge and make them more competitive in the playoffs. 1, defensive dominance on the perimeter. This is like a multi-year defensive player of the year, WNBA defensive team, large wingspan, quick, Anything you could ask for. That's what
Right.
Sykes brings on the perimeter, and that is huge for Seattle because they struggle with that at times. Then Unrivaled, and this is the beauty and power of Unrivaled too, I think revealed to a lot of coaches who were unsure about how good Sykes was going to continue to be in the league after coming back from injury and having a rough season. Sykes still has the ability to be a consistent scorer, a momentum shifter, and can finish games for
Yeah.
you, right? Because we saw her do that in Unrivaled multiple times. And that's what's great about having that league and having a place where coaches, GMs, scouts can also just go see them play in the summer. Most teams are not investing in sending people overseas to scout. Part of the reason Tyler Marsh and some other coaches have gotten so good at coaching so fast, and I know that's a crazy example because Chicago's losing right now, but there's a lot of reasons Chicago's losing. The reason he built a resume is because he was able to go over there and coach overseas and see other looks. The reason why Coach Nat in Golden State's successful is similar things. She had the resources to be able to go overseas, take another job, see different things. I saw that person do really like, oh, Tiffany,
Right.
she wants
Right.
to come out of retirement. Like that. You can see that if you have access to it. So if Unrivaled continues to have seasons on American soil, best believe people who are in the mid tier or coming back from injury, their stock's gonna go up.
100%. I think that Athletes Unlimited has done that as well. We saw
Yeah.
Becky Hammon at so many of their games and had people in her training camp.
I think it was really smart to, I think they kind of got her for a steal, in my opinion.
I think that giving away that first round pick,
That's gnarly, but
to me, that's like, I think that for the reasons that you listed, Sykes is a good addition to Seattle and like will help them in some ways. We'll get them over the hump. They may make it to the second round semifinals, but I don't think that it's going to get them to a chip by adding her. However, the Mystics to me really won that trade because they now have 3 first round picks for the 2026 draft, which is just like what they had this year. They're really setting themselves up to have a strong young core. Kiki Iriafen, Sonia Citron, who have been killing it this season, Georgia Moore, who is injured but will be back and will serve as their PG going forward. Shakira Austin, who's already there, has been super injury prone, and so is really finally getting a more complete season, but it's still quite young. To be able to add to that young core is crazy. They could easily get AZ Fudd, like bring her home to the DMV. Like that's gonna be nasty. Getting Alicia Clark is cool because they need a veteran presence now that Sykes is gone because Miss is already such a young team. But that first round pick for the 2026 draft, the Mystics are out.
And I know I saw a lot of shit on the internet about like, why would they get Alicia Clark? Why would they do that? Like GMs are not, their role is not always to win right now.
Exactly.
They've got to think about the next 5, 10 years for an organization, not just the next 2 months. If you want somebody who has literally done it all in this league, played like every damn position damn near, won championship after championship, knows how to play defense, knows every team's tendency. Talk about a super vet to come to that team and was a good person, has great
Yeah.
character, and that can help guide your young players to the next level. That's a great pickup for you.
People really discount how much mentorship and like locker room morale matters. And like especially when you're
Yes.
talking about young players. And Alicia Clark, yeah, she's the auntie. She's gonna love on them kids and help them.
And has a crazy
Defensively, since you said she's like the point guard on defense, I've
Yes.
just been like, wow, that's it. That's her. And they can learn so much from that.
So that's the kind of stuff they talk about when they make decisions like this. We want to secure our future. That means we need some veteran presence to mentor our kids. And we also need to continue to increase the talent on the roster. That was a great trade decision, in my opinion. They're not going to win the championship. They're not even going to make the playoffs. Probably. Acting like Alicia Clark is a bum is crazy. Alicia Clark is a role player because she's managed to have the longevity of her career through focusing on a 3-and-D skill set. But Alicia Clark can shoot the lights out if you let her.
And people forget, just 2 seasons ago, she was the 6th woman of the year. So
yeah, any other team she would have been starting.
The Mystics, to me, they really won that trade. However, I do feel a little bit disheartened for Alyssa Clark because it seemed like she left Vegas to go back to Seattle so she could retire. You know, like She's one
Yeah.
of the oldest, if not the oldest player in the league. And so she's like,
Yeah.
"Child, I just want to retire in
And
Seattle
that
to
felt
last."
more like a homecoming, and I
But
feel
now it's like,
bad for that reason, uprooting yourself again. That sucks. I get
right.
it.
Name of the game. And then also, I feel for Zaya Cook too. I feel like she's one of those young players who's so talented, but just hasn't found the right home. I was hoping the Mystics would keep her a little bit to see what she looked like in that system, especially playing with other young players who can play at the pace at which she wants to play at. But
Mhm.
she waived already, so nothing we could do. It's kind of a bummer in terms of that piece for the trade.
Her and Jordan.
Yeah, and yeah. So I hope with expansion and stuff, they'll find a home. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing. It was something else with the trade. The internet is so funny. They are now saying that Seattle is the oldest team in the league. It's an unction. Everybody, it's a senior citizen party. There, 4 of the 5 starters are like 30 plus.
That's cool.
But
Today's 30 plus athletes are not the 30 plus athletes of yesteryear, the way these people have utilized modern medicine and science and training to maximize the longevity of their career.
exactly.
I'm scared for y'all.
Skylar Diggins, the way that she takes care of her body, like,
Insane.
it doesn't matter that she's 30 plus. I don't care. She's cooking, y'all. But what's the meme say? Old bitch is up. So congrats, Seattle. So in more basketball news, we are more than halfway through the season. We're getting closer to being 3/4 done. I feel like we gotta talk about one of the main awards, especially because Napheesa Collier recently got injured, but she has been the front runner this year for MVP of the league. And so it is a discourse about who really deserves it. Does she really deserve to be MVP this year? Who else should be in the conversation that's not in the conversation? Currently, to me, the people that are in the MVP conversation and should be in there are Fee, AT, and Asia. Like, that makes sense to me. And if you want to throw in a fourth one, I think that should be Alicia Gray for what she's done with Atlanta and how consistently she's shown up. She doesn't need to be in the MVP conversation. She'll be first team all WNBA, and that's enough for me. Who is your front runner for MVP right now, Coach Slaw, and why?
Fee.
Fee?
100%. Visa color affects every part of the game. And her team is #1 team in the WNBA.
Yes.
Because of that, I don't know how much wiggle room there really is, but for this injury, I think now people have hope. Like before the injury,
There was no hope.
there was no hope for y'all. She's even cooking Asia in the stat book this year.
The stats do say otherwise. And I got facts. I'm talking stats, so I'm talking facts. And
What
Asia
does stats say about their matchups, though?
they've only played once.
Okay.
That was probably Asia's worst game ever and the worst game in WNBA history, period. But if we're talking stats throughout the whole season, Asia matches up and, in my opinion, surpasses Fee. Fee is currently #1 in points in the league. She averages the most points per game ahead of everyone. However, Asia Wilson is not far behind. She is, I believe, #3 in points, if not #2. She's #2 in rebounds, #1 in blocks, top 5 in steals. Napheesa's only #1 in points, and she's not even top 5 in any of the other statistical categories. Asia is still filling up the box score in the stat sheet in a different way than Fee. Now, can Asia win MVP? Immediately, no. You cannot win MVP of the league if your team doesn't make the playoffs. And Aces, they're not going to make it.
That's cute. They are winning. She spends every part of the game and her team is winning. It's not for lack of talent. No. The Aces have talent. They don't execute.
This is true. But it's not Asia.
It's not Asia's play. Say what you want.
But should she be punished for that?
Yes. You don't get to be the winner. You're either a winner or a loser.
I understand basketball is a team sport, but these are individual accolades.
It's an individual accolade, yes.
And individually, Asia is cooking bitches.
She is too.
She is. But I think my mom has just rubbed off on me. My mom does not like Fee, and she's always talking about how she doesn't like her. She said it's something about her.
Woman who's co-founder of Unrivaled. She doesn't like
She doesn't like
Napheesa Collier.
She respects her game and tries to
Yes.
play, but she just is like, it's something about her she don't like. She said it's something about her aura. And I said, okay, girl. And so she talked about it all the time. And now
Aura.
it's rubbing off on me because I really have no issue with Fee. I think she's extremely talented and has been playing her ass off this season. Let me say that. And definitely deserves to be, you know, top 2 in MVP. But I just did that whole case for Asia, and that's not even my fighter for who I think the MVP should be.
Okay, who's your fighter? AT?
You know it. It's always AT. I'm gonna go up for my girl.
AT's team sucks too.
Do they suck? I don't feel like they suck. I don't think a lot of Aces suck.
Like a lot of people don't. Like the Aces, they win every other game, but they look bad every game. Like Phoenix looks pretty good most games, but they lose too many games. I don't know which one is worse at this point in the season. But AT is definitely a contender because she affects every part of the game as well.
Literally every single piece. She's my MVP. The type of numbers that AT is putting up, like we said last episode, with no shoulders is insane. But even just the way that she runs the team, she truly is a definition of a point forward. She's getting back-to-back triple doubles, crazy triple doubles, and truly is the leader and heart and soul of her team with no shoulders. And is leading the assist category so far above everybody else, it's sickening. Like she's averaging almost 10 assists a game. And I think the next highest is like 6.7. She's doing unheard of things and has been doing it for years. And I think that she is doing it with a less talented roster. Even though Phoenix has been on a losing slide, if we're talking talent, the actual talent on the roster is less than what the Lynx had. She's doing more with less, in my opinion.
Why do you think Dijonai Bonner, Collier Copper, and Satu Sabali are less talented than Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride?
I don't think they are less talented, but they haven't played. Like Kalia and Satu, they played like 3 games and we're still winning, doing all of that without them. With rookies, people that are 30 years old. That's what I'm trying to say. Not that Satu, Kalia, and Dewana are less talented.
When you
No,
say
that's not.
talent,
I'm not talking about their stars. I'm talking about
like the roster is
everybody else.
talented. It's execution, it's availability. Those things matter. I think because AT has been more available than some other players this season, AT should definitely be in that conversation. I have AT as my number, like probably 2 as
Yeah.
MVP. I know people are like, don't you love Asia? Of course I love Asia.
But it's just
Not there to get it. I think there's a difference between having great stats because you have to do every single thing on your team. She's the most valuable player on her team.
for sure.
But the most valuable player to the league right now, I think that's a different conversation. I mean,
The best player for the league right now.
and
It speaks for itself.
the work is there. I think this is kind of a similar conversation to the year Asia didn't get her MVP award that we're having with Napheesa and Stewie.
Yeah.
It was like, what more does she have to do? That's how I feel about like Napheesa right now. Like, what more does she have to? Her team's winning. She's playing at the highest level against anybody. Doesn't matter. They are miles ahead. 5 losses in a WNBA season is insane.
25-5 is crazy.
That looks like a high school state championship record. You can make the argument now that Napheesa is out. We'll see how well they do without her.
Yeah.
But those tougher games, they don't win without her, right?
Agreed.
Every game Minnesota plays is tough because everybody knows they're the team to beat.
Fair.
She's been the most consistent. I'm glad you brought up the conversation about leadership style and personalities. I think we're seeing more out of Napheesa's personality now that she has to sell something. She's got to sell Unrivaled.
It was just giving out my mom. Like,
Yeah. And it's like
okay, cool.
entertainment value, I understand that. But like pure basketball level, she's cooking.
She
And
is. It's just not
her
expressing.
team plays for her.
That's
And
true.
I can't say that about Asia this year.
They do not.
I don't know who they play for.
Yeah.
Not Asia, and it's not Jesus Christ.
I was about to say, it's not my Lord and Savior, honey.
It's not my Lord and Savior, not
With
black.
that effort,
Can't be. So maybe that's what they have. Maybe that's what KP brought to the locker room. Maybe they were missing that little Jesus freak energy. Because this is a mess. They got blown out by what?
43, almost 50 points. It was bad. They scored 58 points in an entire game in 40 minutes.
40 minutes of basketball. That is like a middle school AAU or high school freshman team level of scoring.
It's giving Christian League. You know, it was so sad. It was unwatchable.
Unwatchable is right. Becky Hammond just sat down. She said, I can't do anything with it.
She keeps saying she can't coach efforts. I'm not shocked that she sat down. Because they needed somebody to coach effort, who can say something, do something, move something.
You just said that the conversation went, if you weren't embarrassed by what happened, just don't come to the gym tomorrow. Because we don't need you. We need you.
And not real. That's just real. I was embarrassed. I should have been at practice because I was embarrassed. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. A loss like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Asia. Get out of there, Bookie. What can you do? How can you come back from that?
And then the bounce back game, I don't
Against the
care.
Falcons?
I don't care about that at all.
You're supposed to win.
Y'all can pay compared to the other players in the W.
True.
Y'all got a facility. Y'all got vets. Y'all got a Hall of Fame coach. As far as we know, y'all don't really have that many severe injuries. Right?
No.
Y'all making KB look like he should have been All-Star.
No, for real.
Facts.
How
like you got trolled, like, because the KP trolls are y'all got
real,
KP trolls telling y'all to apologize. That's a shame.
Literally, Jewel Lloyd. You mean to tell me the highest paid player for the Las Vegas Aces? You said, you know what? Put me on the bench. What the hell?
Now I will say this: Jewel Lloyd is a better ball player when Jewel Lloyd has the ball in her hands. That's very clear. It should have been clear earlier on. That's a coaching adjustment that should have been made earlier. Jewel Lloyd has never been just a pop-up 3-point shooter. Her shot's too streaky for that. She needs a shot in rhythm. So when Jewel plays with the second unit, you know why Jewel wanted to come off the bench? She's like, I know. I have to play with the second unit. Someone has to handle the ball to help Dana Evans out. And it's going to be me. She's not stupid, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
it looks crazy.
She's also going to do, what do they call it? Malicious compliance, right? Just to make shots. I'm not making excuses for that. But Jules should play better defense, have more defensive effort. They all should. They look atrocious defensively still. But in the Becky Hammond system, I know exactly where Jewel is going to shoot and when. And she maliciously has complied the whole season and not done outside of what Becky has asked her to do. It's crazy. Because she's missing too much. When she does miss, it's a long miss. The other team gets out on a break. Nobody's getting back. Love Chelsea Chelsea Gray, stud of that. Gotta conserve as much energy as possible. Still got handled around. Leonine's got figured out. She's a rookie. She don't know how to fucking do nothing. She's giving effort. That's the only person I think consistently giving effort. Her and Asia. And Asia's all the way at this rim. How's she gonna get to the other one? So it looks a mess. I don't know. Maybe y'all should just not do that. But that's not what Becky said. Becky said, y'all got to do it. You're not doing it right. And she said that for 6 weeks. And for 6 weeks, it looked like shit.
It did.
And then people start not trusting the system because it's not working. They do what they want to do. So then Jackie Young is dribbling in the middle, even though Jackie Young knows this. I know Jackie Young has sat in film rooms with people like, why are you going in the middle? Every time you go in the middle of the paint, someone pops the ball out and gets a steal. And Chelsea Gray's throwing the ball behind her back to nobody. And Asia gets to get mad at halftime to come play harder
in third quarter
and the ball in the second half. It's the repeated cycle every single game. You never get any rhythm if you have a shitty offense and you're constantly pulling the ball through the net. The defense is already down court setting up their defense. Your defensive game is atrocious. You're not getting any stops. You're not getting out on transition. So yeah, it's been a shitty season. It looks awful
across the board.
But I think there's a few things that could have been within the control of the coaching staff to make adjustments. They just were like, no, if they had better effort and execution, this would work. Maybe try something different.
If they've tried it for 6 weeks and it's been unsuccessful, maybe. This roster cannot execute this. It just doesn't work for them. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. And I think Becky had created her system like that. Like, this roster got me 2 chips. Or, like, this system got me 2 chips. So it's going to give me another one. Well, no, because your roster is different. The skill set of the people is different. Their demeanor is different. Their chemistry is different. So you have to pivot.
And the matchups you're going to get are different.
Because the other teams look different.
And everybody studied your system for years. At this point.
They know what to expect.
They know how you want to get the ball to Asia and win. They can't really stop it, but they know how.
Right, because she's Asian.
You know. The part of the system success is, and again, I'm not trying to be too harsh on Jewel. Part of the system's success relies on that person that can shoot that 3 ball coming in that corner pocket or off that wing.
Making it.
Because if it's not a threat, I'm staying here. Then what?
Now they send in a triple team to Asia or whoever else is taking the shot. Like,
turnovers because we don't have nobody to pass it to.
It's not rocket science.
Some of this, I'm like, just try something different.
She don't want to try nothing different. It's crazy to me. But it just also has me concerned. It's just the future of the organization. If they're going to continue to have Becky, it's like next season, with the way the CBA is, so many people are going to be free agents with the double team expansion draft. There's going to be so many pieces moving and likely a big roster change. Who knows if those players are going to fit and make sense for this system that Becky has created and refuses to tweak.
I think the hardest part is for Becky to let you do something, she's got to trust you. She's got to trust you in your role. I don't think Becky was expecting to come into the season not being able to trust her starters. Right?
Agreed.
So the pedigree is amazing. She knows Chelsea so well. She knows Asia so well already. Then you got Jewel, who has a great reputation in the league and has been a great player for a long time. I don't think she was expecting to have to coach effort and execution. Training camp is short. And who knows what people's priorities were leading up to that. I think if they make the playoffs this year, they'll get another opportunity. They get it right. Not having Cheyenne.
True.
Makes a big difference. And Megan coming back will help. Alyssa has made an impact when she can. Until the guards figure out what they need to figure out to either work within the system or gel, I don't know. There might not be room on the roster for both Jackie Young and Jewel Lloyd because they want to play the game the same way. And Jackie had or has had Becky's trust to do that, to be the person to have the ball in their hands, doing an ISO, going to the cup, drawing attention. Jewel did not. Jewel was told, you're going to be the 3-and-D person, right? Pay attention to Jewel's game. That hasn't really been her role in the past. So this role was wild. But
I do think you made a great point of Jewel coming off the bench and she's coming in with a second unit. And like we've spoken about, that Jewel does make sense for the Aces when her and Jackie are not on the floor at
the same time, because they kind of weigh. There's slight nuances, but if you want to play the same style of game, there's not enough touches for both of us. And it is going to throw shit off.
Exactly. And like you said, Jewel is not someone who's so much of a catch and shoot. She needs the ball in her hand. And I think that Jackie, when she's on the floor, if Chelsea is not facilitating, then it's Jackie. That's what it was when Chelsea was hurt last season. Even when KP was there, it was still more so of like, let Jackie run the point. So yeah, it does clash.
They look better when it's Dana Evans out there with Jewel and Chelsea. But that's a small lineup.
Very teeny, petite.
Or when it's trade Jewel out for Jackie. But Dana and Chelsea, we're getting small lineup.
It was just very disappointing. It's been a disheartening season for Las Vegas Aces fans. But we have had a great discussion about on the court. We must get into our off the court segments and talk a little bit about the college kiddies. Summer is coming to an end. School is back in session for a lot of people, but the college girls, they had to end summer with a bang. For those who do not know, Unrivaled signed a large group of current college players to NIL deals. All the big names in college basketball that you could think of. Juju Watkins, AZ Fudd, Flau'jae Johnson, Audie Crooks, Lauren Betts, like anybody that's a song. Yeah.
Kiki Rice, Maddie Booker.
Exactly. Hayna Hidalgo. If you're the star player at your university in a D1 college, you likely got an NIL deal. But that information came out a while ago. However, this past week, Unrivaled brought all of the kids down to Miami for a weekend. They got to see all of the Unrivaled facilities, hang out, have yacht parties, and do all of the content and fun. And so I thought that was so cute. And Unrivaled has been smart with their marketing from the beginning. They're just going to expand their fan base by having college kid faces everywhere. It just makes sense. Even though they're not playing basketball for Unrivaled currently, letting people know that these players will be Unrivaled, graduate or enter the league or whatever the next step in their career. Some of the content that came out was just super cute. It's always fun to see the crossover between the college girls in the summertime, and just also reinforces how much like the women's basketball universe is friendly. We're competitors on the court, but it's not real beef. I think the internet, especially when it comes to the kids, it gets real nasty, real disgusting. They swear that they hate each other and whole time they're friends. And so I thought this was really, really cute. They were teaching AZ how to do one of the line dances. Poor girl had no rhythm, but she was doing her best. It was very Black Cookout vibes. I thought that was a really cute moment this week off the court. Did you see any of that content?
I really liked watching the 3-on-3 between USA Basketball and probably wrong. Brazil? No, Turkey? Anyway, doesn't matter. Whoop that ass. Malaysia Full Wiley, an Unrivaled player, future Unrivaled player, definitely there, cooking everybody, is her former teammate, Joyce Edwards. So it's a reminder to remember how to treat people, because you never know. The world is small, and you might be reunited sooner than you think.
I feel like that's always how it is with USA Basketball. We see it often, like Hannah Hidalgo and Olivia Miles played together this summer for USA Basketball, not the 3-on-3, but the regular 5-on-5. It's like, okay, the backcourt's back together. But it's also messy because, like, it was all this beef and all this stuff, so.
Malaysia, whatever she's doing, her body looks much more developed. Already a freaky athlete is going to be interesting. Joyce looked good as well. Joyce looked way more comfortable. It's a different level of competition, but if Joyce could be more poised in the post, she was, which is crazy to think about.
I also love that they hold them for the 3-on-3 because I think Malaysia will really excel in that when it's time for the Olympics again. To me, she's not yet ready for the 5-on-5 regular Team USA, but 3-on-3 easily, like she makes so much sense for that. I think it's wonderful, and I think that they're doing development with Joyce on 3-on-3 to eventually pull her up to 5-on-5 for Team USA. I feel like they did that with Kelsey. I think it could really work.
It's interesting because the style of Malaysia likes to play like more ISO. In FIBA 3-on-3, ISO kind of translates better because you're not running up and down the court like Unrivaled 3-on-3. You're just getting back outside the 3-point line to restart. So she's just like taking advantage of space. No one can beat her. Nobody can guard her first step. She's also freaky long. Like she's 5'11" as a guard and has like a long wingspan, can jump out the gym. So it's like she's bullying people right now. Playing through some of that physicality that FIBA offers will make her game stronger coming into the college season. She's going to be expected to handle the ball more in her role at LSU, I think, because LSU is kind of their stacked roster, but like as far as point guard play,
yeah, it's quite limited.
It's limited still. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see her tear it up.
Me too. Love the W, but the college girlies have my heart. I cannot wait to get back to see what they have been working on. You spoke about Malaysia's body and how it's transformed. People need to be scared with AC Fudd. Her arms look insane. Like the girl was already like always been in shape, but like to be healthy in the off season and be like able to train, she looks so cut. She has no body fat right now. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Sarah Strong, I saw her in a TikTok and Unrivaled thing. She looked petite. Like 2T, like my girl has slimmed down.
Transition between a freshman and a sophomore season, there's a pretty big leap because you're really truly in a gym.
Yeah.
With a real trainer doing strength and conditioning with a plan. I'm sure Sarah Strong already had some level of plan, knowing who her parents are, but it's different when that's your sole focus.
Exactly.
You can be planning around workouts and your nutrition can be planned. All of that stuff could be focused. I don't know how you get more in shape than a UConn player.
I'm terrified for the season, but excited at the same time. Speaking of Unrivaled, the future is unrivaled because everybody wants to be them. We found out this week that the WNBA will no longer have the dunk contest at their All-Star weekend, but are replacing it with something quite familiar that we've seen called the one-on-one tournament that Unrivaled had this year, and now that will be present at the WNBA All-Star weekend instead of the dunk contest.
Yeah, it's not surprising to me.
At all. Men's basketball is on the downfly. People can barely stomach to watch the regular WNBA games. If it's not the playoffs, it's not giving real hoops. Women's basketball is on such a rise, and it's also just so innovative right now because they're trying to capitalize on the momentum and willing to try different things. But men are biting it, and that's what they've done here. I am interested to see what it's going to look like. I do think that it could be entertaining, depending on what the rules are, however they decide to do it. Shout out to Unrivaled.
I think it's going to, you hear tall tales on NBA podcasts about playing ones after practice, all that stuff. You've heard the story about Kobe lining up all the point guards he could find in New York and playing them one-on-one because he knew he was going to have to guard like Allen Iverson and Chauncey Billups, and he knew he wasn't ready. So he was like, I'm going to just play defense. Like, who's the fastest guys you got in the city come out?
Let's play.
He can score on me, right? Like, this is a time where I wish like Carmelo Anthony could be in the 1v1 tournament, like, because it's cash. Like, I don't know anybody who mastered having somebody in isolation, just the footwork and being able to move them where you want to. He has some bully to his game. He has step back midi. He has fadeaway. Anything you want to do from any direction, particularly on left. I also don't know how KD would lose in something like this.
You got to wake that up.
So it's going to be fun to watch. They definitely did steal it, though. I wish Unrivaled had been able to trademark it somehow. This shit.
Wow.
I know people are going to tune in for that. And even if they don't tune in live, the highlights are going to be all over social media. The clips are going to be crazy. So,
that's enough about the men. This is an exclusively women's basketball podcast, but we had to bring it up because they are stealing from women's basketball.
The basketball we want to watch right now. Everybody knows nobody watches the NBA anymore unless it's the playoffs.
Also on the off the court segment, even though it's off the court, it's on the court. We haven't talked about it, but the Green Goblins, what the hell? So for those who do not know, there has been now multiple green dildos that have been thrown on the court during WNBA games. The first time was at the Atlanta Dream game versus the Valkyries, and the second time was the Valkyries versus somebody else. But it's every time that the Valkyries are playing. People did say they arrested a man for throwing the dildos on the court. The internet is calling it the Green Goblins. I'm really just trying to understand what's the purpose. The first time was like, okay, shock value. Second time, I'm really not understanding what we're doing here. And so many people are saying, well, how are they even getting it into the arena? It's a clear bag policy. I said, if you just think about it, it gets to be quite disgusting on how they're bringing this into the arena.
People are still sneaking stuff into arenas of all kinds. Let's be clear. And that's not something that's going to pop up on a metal detector. Nor is it something that, even if it's in a clear bag, is necessarily going to be registered by security staff. Y'all, come on, man. How are they getting it in the arena?
I want to really know the narrative behind it. What are they trying to get at by throwing them on the court? That the players are gay? We know that. Something like
100%. This is something the league really has to wrestle with this new found attention. All types of eyes are on the league. All types of trolls are attracted to the league. It's a way to try and irritate, intimidate, maybe embarrass women, and queer women in particular. There were a lot of people who thought it was funny. And the person who was arrested for this in Atlanta, 23-year-old man. And
frontal lobe not developed.
But there's a segment of society we've seen pop up on the internet trying to get attention for how much they want to make fun of the WNBA, how much they want to, and a lot of them is young men.
Of course.
Right? So, like, this isn't that surprising to me. I think it's another thing to add to the conversation about safety and fan experience versus appropriate fan behavior, because, you know, the league has known for years now that these women are at risk. They don't take high level security measures like they should. Post Britney Griner, it took something that egregious for them to start taking seriously threats to players. With this newfound attention, multiple players have had stalkers. Caitlin Clark's stalker got arrested and convicted, and it will serve 2 years in prison. Sydney Colson's stalker got arrested. Like, they're going to have a league-wide discussion about what level of security they need to implement and how they're going to keep players safe, and continue to use things like the task force Cassie started to investigate online trolling and online threats. Like, how is that task force actually going to make an impact? Are they just going to be like a board of folks that comes and talks about things and sends out a report? Or are they going to actually try to influence policy decisions within arenas, relationships with arenas? How are they going to effectuate that? Because it's only going to get worse.
As the star rises.
And it doesn't matter what kind of woman you are. If you are a woman in the public eye, you can get it.
Yeah.
People hate you for some reason.
Caitlin Clark and Sydney Colson are perfect examples. They both were stalked, and they're
completely different people
in terms of their level of star, their life. One is queer, one is not, one is white, one is black. It's the same scenario.
So, yeah, you really have to start taking this stuff more seriously and put the infrastructure in place to keep players safe and to educate fans and let them know you're not going to be able to come in these arenas and just act any type of way. The W has a history of trying to not draw attention to certain things or be as transparent about what they did in response when people act up. But I think it's helpful if we publicize that.
I agree.
This guy got pulled out of a Caitlin Clark game for, you know, berating an opposing fan. You might see that headline, but you don't know what he said. You don't know what other motives he might have had.
No details.
I'm not against y'all being very clear. He was yelling sexual things, yelling racial epithets. He was drunk and cursing, acting a fool. Be direct. He decided you don't get to have a fan experience because you can't respect other fans and the players in this arena. So you don't get to come back to any games.
It should be that direct.
And that's simple. You're not entitled to come to a WNBA game or an NBA game or any sport league's game.
Okay. We're losing those by the day.
They can lean on other leagues for intel on how to handle these situations. This is not the first sports league to deal with unruly fans, particularly unruly men. The NFL, like Dallas Cowboys Stadium, has a police precinct in the stadium. If you're cutting up or too drunk, they will arrest you and put your ass in the basement. They'll process you right there, book you, process you, all that. I'm not saying we're at that level, but I'm just saying there are approaches that have already been developed. There's information out there. Go figure it out and do it. It's like y'all are always behind the ball on shit. It's only a matter of time before something really dangerous gets thrown on the court because you don't do enough to prevent it in the first place.
It's such a reactive league, and I hate that because they could be proactive. They have so many opportunities to do so in different aspects of the league, but safety should be the number one thing that you're being proactive in. Like the safety of your players, the players are your product. So it genuinely does not make sense to me that it's not of larger concern. There's so many things that could come along with them. God forbid, what if it was disease ridden? What if it had anything that could cause harm to the players, to the other people in the arena? I think that as much as people think it as a joke, it's foster a larger conversation, like you said, around safety, around fan experience, around what we want this league to look like going forward. Because we have to shape it now before it gets too big. So that's our off the court segment. Every week we're doing reality TV. It's so many reality TV shows. And Coach Slaw are just too tapped in. Like we know too many shows, too many different things. So this episode, we are going to be casting Next Gen W. So for those who don't know, Bravo, aka Peacock, recently came out with a new show called Next Gen NYC. It is casting the children and or kid adjacent of like reality stars. And so it's like following their life and like their up and coming careers. It was fairly entertaining this summer. We would like to cast the Next Gen W. Who would we like to see that's currently a college player, that's up and coming, that will be in the league in the future on a reality TV show? What do we want to know more about? Do they have business ventures? Who do we want to see more from? Coach Slaw, give me 5 girlies that you would like to see.
I think Juju's on the list, probably top of the list. Juju's story is an admirable one, knowing where she comes from, how much she pours into her community through her philanthropy works. What is it like for her to be a college athlete signed to Nike already? The development of products and content through Nike. You get to see so many things, especially in this NIL era when she's got some of the best representation because she signed a Clutch Sports Group and she's got a good family team and support system around her and already has a really good sense of what her brand is.
Yeah.
And we still have the story of her coming back from injury. Like, there's so much there that I think Juju's on the list for sure. And then Hannah Hidalgo, I think, would be entertaining for the kids. Because her feistiness, her energy, her work ethic is clear when she's on the court. I think she's had it rough because of the PR attention around her post about where she felt conflicted around support of LGBTQ communities in
Yeah.
same marriage. And I think she deserves the opportunity to clarify where she is now, not let media speak for her, Notre Dame even speak for her or silence her around who she really is, for better or for worse. But I think she should be able to do that.
I think she would have a crazy fan base. Like she's gonna have a lot of kids who just love her, especially them church kids. They're gonna be going ham for her. But it's also gonna be some kids that's really not rocking with her. And so I think having someone who provokes discourse, especially amongst young people, is great to have on a reality show like this. I like that thing.
I like people from Jersey. They have a fight to them that I appreciate. She would add that. I'd like to see her dynamic with her brothers because she said she has older brothers. That's always been a dynamic. So I think that would be cool. Flage is an obvious one because she just has so much star power. Her business mind
And
is incredible. Her and her mom, that's a tag team for the ages. And the intentionality behind the work she does, incredible. Like her mom said, well, if you want money, you need to go where the money's at. Like a bank or a financial institute or a tech company or a combination thereof. She's using her platform to do great things. Like we saw her clear debt for families in Louisiana. We've seen her donate a ton of money already to good charitable causes. Like that side is not discussed enough either. She's a rapper. She's gonna be in the studio collabing with celebrities. She's gonna like
performing. Yeah,
performing. How she break her day down, how she stay motivated to work so hard, all of that.
exactly.
And then after that, I think it would be cool to see. I'd like to see Raven Johnson.
Mm, great pick. An ATL girly.
ATL girly, very tapped in, and hasn't had like the cookie cutter, like amazing, positive after positive moment in her career trajectory. Had to really work and earn everything she's had at South Carolina and has done it with a lot of poise and grace and is a leader. I think that would be fun to like get a window into her mindset and how she continues to improve year after year, what she does with her mental health to keep that level and showcase what she wants her impact to be. Because I think there's a lot of people doubting her, doubting her ability to be good enough to secure a roster spot. That's just the truth.
A lot of doubt.
A lot of doubters. Like, if y'all haven't seen the work, though.
Hello. Both has a close relationship with Anthony and the boyfriend that just got drafted.
A lot of moving pieces. When I tell you, like, that team she was on at Westlake High School in Atlanta, celebrities. Like,
Okay.
team, and they were whooping everybody. We used to play Westlake in high school, and there were moments where it was intense. But her generation, that group going state every year winning, on her back, there were other players on those teams, but she was running the show. There's a reason why she was recruited the way she was recruited. There were doubters then. And she affects winning. She doesn't have to fill the stat sheet up to do it. Her IQ is really high.
And people also discount how much she is a leader.
The true
She
point
is the
guard
leader of the Gamecocks. What comes with that role? Knowing that this is my team could be really interesting to see. Okay.
You can learn to shoot, but some shit you can't learn.
Mm.
And like, I think if the one thing you need to improve upon is sinking a few more shots, you're on the right track. Especially from year to year.
I like how you went with somebody that's less known. Maybe another one. Or just something you're intrigued by.
I think we need another player from out west.
I agree.
Well, we have Juju, but people already know who that is.
Hello.
I'm unsure of who. Like, I feel like we're pretty guard heavy. with this.
So big. Lauren Beck.
I think a Lauren Betts is. I think we're past due for a Lauren Betts.
And I feel like we don't know much about her.
Beats, right?
We don't know shit. We know she got a sister that's coming.
We know she's tall as shit. We know she can hoop. That's what I know.
Some people don't even know she's half black.
Yeah, she is. People don't know that.
No, some people
That
don't.
part
She's
is a little strange to me. She looked black to me. I don't know.
It's debatable. But she's a potential number one pick too, which is crazy. We don't know anything about her.
100% a potential number one pick. And if she was good last year, this year is going to be a mess. Because I don't know if there's another big that can compete with her. For real this year.
I'm not seeing it.
Like, y'all too little, for real.
But I think that's a great cast. For me, I'm going to go more unknown. But a few known people. I'm going to start with the people I feel like the people know. I want Malaysia. I want her on Next Gen. Her transferring from South Carolina. You win a chip your first year. You're a highlight reel, all of that. You have a star girlfriend who's on the track team. And like, I feel like there's so many pieces. She's going to hopefully,
Potential Olympian, for real.
Right. Potential Olympian. Yeah, there is a lot of moving pieces there that I feel like we want to see and know more about her personality. Plus, on Next Gen, the original show, all of these people hang out together. I think that Malaysia could bring a lot of fun to the group. I would definitely have her on my show. Then they're going to be rookies this year, freshmen this year for Tennessee, and that's the Paldo twins. They've done their own media and YouTube and are very charismatic. Having twins is always entertaining on TV. Tennessee is in a rebuild phase. It's like an iconic university, so that could be cute to see.
Figuring it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna go on. This is gonna shock people, but I'm going to UConn. I'm going to get somebody they don't think I'm going to get from UConn. I'm going to get KK Arnold. She's hilarious to me.
She was in my mind, but I was like, nah, I feel like Dia's gonna pick that one.
Yeah, I'm going to get KK. She is the content girly. She's giving people phrases like everybody's saying it. They love her in AZ, but she's besties. And she's really next up. I feel like this is going to be her year where she can really shine because this is probably her time. She's waited her time.
Yeah, Paige left finally. AZ it's still there. You know, it's him, but it's okay. You know, that's gonna be fun. KK plays hard and be talking that shit low key. This is gonna be a fun season for her.
It is. We do need somebody from the West Coast, but I just don't love it. You already said Juju, and I feel like that's good enough. We don't need anybody else. Like,
I mean, there's Kiki Rice. You're not interesting.
She had that show that they did, some type of documentary series, you know, they've been doing. Full Court Press.
Full Court Press, yeah. Her, Flo, and was it Juju?
No,
Juju had her own show because Juju's big money.
Juju, right? Yes,
regular money people. They do what they gotta do. But yeah, they gotta share.
So out on the West, I'm gonna get Audie Crooks. That's my girl. I'm always gonna put over the girl. She's fun, and I think her story's super interesting. Like she talks often about losing her father. People don't know that she sings, so I think that she's singing. She can sing, and I think it's such a unique experience to be a star athlete in a bigger body. I feel like that is such a unique experience, and especially the backlash she receives. I feel like it's unwarranted, and how she has to deal with that could be interesting to see, but also hopefully see her get more opportunities as she grows in the space. She's one of the people Unrivaled to go pick. Yeah. So I think that's my next gen cast. I think that'd be hella fun. Last question on this. On next gen, plan a trip. Like every reality show, we know they have a trip. Where would we like to see all these girlies link up and go? Where are the kids going? What's a fun trip?
It would have to be summer, right?
Yes, during the summer.
I want to see Paris or Milan, Tokyo, somewhere with a really vibrant fashion scene.
Okay.
And vibes. Because I think getting your fit off is a part of the profession now.
It is.
It hasn't been in the past. And I'd like to see them hook up with some designers and maybe see some stylists come on the show and see what the kids have money. They have NIL deals. What are they spending their money on? spend the bread, you know.
And then close
Of a chain.
of a watch. She gonna
She
place
love a
that paddock
watch.
every time.
You love a
Okay.
designer sneaker. Yeah, I want to see the kids flex the money a little bit.
Take them to fashion.
You take them to some car lots. I want them to be fiscally responsible. Maybe a partnership is involved.
I actually want them to stay on American soil.
You trying to link up with them?
Yeah. I'm
I'll
ready.
be here.
I was like, incorporate, let's get it. But I want them to go to New Orleans. I feel like that's so fun.
Oh, that's like a quintessential college experience.
Yeah, they're
If you
young,
weren't in New Orleans during a spring break between, I don't know, I'm going to age myself a little bit, 2011 and 2019, more like 2017. It was
Nola's always a good time, but I feel like so many of the girls that we listed, we cast for our next gen are like from the East Coast or out West. They're not really true Southern girls. It's a few of them. But New Orleans is really like the South, and I think they can have a lot of fun trying New Orleans cuisine.
It goes a long way in New Orleans, too.
It's gonna go a long way. They can go on Bourbon Street, shop, do a swamp tour. I think that could be a fun activity. So I think that would be such a fun trip for them. And I would be so interested to see the dynamics between everyone because I feel like some of them have similar demeanors, but some of them are starkly different. So having to stay in a house with them, go to events together, it'd be entertaining. And New Orleans is perfect.
For sure. And then they got a hoop too. So like your 5 or my 5.
Oh, that's
Like,
spicy.
Who's winning the scrimmage?
I hate to say it, but your 5 got my 5. Little girl. But I'm a realist.
Yeah,
We're getting cooked. You said Judea, Watkins, healthy.
Well, Judea is coming off injury.
I said
But
healthy.
Lauren Betts is Lauren Betts. So
And Hannah Hidalgo will pick anybody's pocket.
yeah,
She's literally a professional.
that ball is hers. It's not gonna be Spalding no more.
And Fazle's gonna be hyped regardless. She's gonna hype herself up.
Yeah, but y'all do have Malaysia though.
Yeah, but she can't do it. Like she gonna make her own shot.
Nobody can guard her though. The best chance is probably Flage. The best.
She's gonna score all the points. The Twins can hoop. No, the girls can hoop.
They can hoop. They get bullies too.
But they not hooping against that 5 by themselves. You know what I mean? We gotta be for real.
Yes, they can hoop, but not in that 5. But you would be surprised what Pride will do.
You know, it could
like
give
nobody thinks we could win. We finna win.
It could give All-Star versus Team USA. I feel snug.
Y'all don't think we can win? Y'all cook these old knees.
They should make it a fundraiser game. They love a little fundraiser, a little philanthropy, and donate the money to a cause in New Orleans or something. That's very
next gen.
I love it. Well, shout out to the kids. It's been another wonderful key with you, Coach Slaw, and great episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is the Nasty Work Podcast. I'm Nia Senior, my amazing co-host, Coach Slaw, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.